Come plan a trip with me. We're doing nature-oriented, national park, budget-friendly, domestic out of the US. Let's do it. I'm gonna take you through 3 questions that I ask myself when I'm planning a trip and dive into the nitty-gritty details that no one tells you about that you need to figure out if you're gonna go on a national park trip. So, first question is, where do you wanna go? Okay, this summer we want to go to Yosemite National Park. So we're gonna fly out of DFW and go to LAX because we're gonna visit Carl's family first. And we're gonna go in August. So let's see. This is also trick tip. You can see on Priceline like the green and the red when are gonna be the most expensive times to fly. Well, unfortunately in August there aren't many options. So we're gonna go the 9th through the 17th because that's just what we decided to do anyway, select these dates. And obviously you're gonna search for flights. I don't really have to take you through this part so much. You want to be specific with what airline you choose, and I don't wanna do all this 6:50 to 8 p.m. situation, so just be specific, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Next, we are going to do a very important step, which is searching towns to stay in near Yosemite National Park. So, towns near Yosemite National Park, period. Feel good about this link. So we have all of these that we can save, write down. This part is important because if you're planning a national park trip and you're not planning on camping, which I usually am not, I don't know how to camp. I don't have any of the equipment, so we're just gonna go with staying in an Airbnb near it. You're gonna wanna stay in a town close to there because if you're wanting to cook your own food and not stay in a hotel would be to find an Airbnb in a town close to Yosemite. This will mean more driving, but it also means more comfortability and flexibility if you want to go out into town and things like that. It still gives you like kind of the best of both worlds. Kind of a bonus tip, and actually just like a really important part of this, is to save all the trails that you're gonna want to see when you're on your trip. So I have like a little Yosemite list on AllTrails app. If you don't have this app, you need to get it. Each trailhead is going to be a different distance from wherever you're staying, and that could be up to like a 2-hour difference. So you also want to gauge whichever town you're staying in based on the trails that you want to do. Secondly, where do you want to stay? So obviously, I've been on the Airbnb grind and looking for them in these nearby towns. So that's kind of the theme that we're gonna go with for searching for Airbnbs. But this is when I'm gonna wanna refer back to towns near Yosemite National Park so that when I search Yosemite National Park in Airbnb, that I can be noting the towns and how far they are from each trailhead. It's a lot of planning, girls and boys. Okay, so we are at Airbnb. We are going to want to go here, search destinations, Yosemite. So let's do August. Oh, this is nice. I've never seen this before. It has 35-minute drive. 25-minute drive? What is up with this? Girl, this did not used to have this. LOL. Anyways, so now they have that. We are going to want to turn on the filters immediately. I do not want to stay in a room. Entire home. Other important things, kitchen, price range per night. Let's try to get under 200. That's gonna be crazy. 122 homes, girl. Let's do this. Here we are. We've narrowed it down a lot. This is beautiful. Let's save this. It's not super expensive. Superhost, rare find, love that. Okay, so look, it doesn't say Yosemite National Park. It says Ahwahnee. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, someone please correct me. So let's go to Google Maps. We're gonna want to map. Let's do Ahwahnee, California. 2. Now we're gonna go back to AllTrails. This is like one that I probably want to do the most because it's beautiful. Let's get directions, copy to clipboard, and then we're going to paste it in here. Boom. And so you can see that's pretty far from the trailhead that I want to do. So maybe I need to find something more on the east side of the park. Unless that trail doesn't matter to me that much, then I can look at other things. So a little update, as I was searching more, I found that most of the towns that price of Airbnb is going to be is in that area, southern area from most of the trails, like northeast. Most of them are not 2.5 hours away. They're like an hour or an hour and a half, which is good, which is a good amount of time to drive to a trail from like an outside place. Take your time like searching with each city, even like just zoom in on the map over by the trail that you want to go to, and you can take your time like seeing the kind of prices that Airbnb has for each town and comparing the distance to the trailheads that you want to do. That is key. That might take a while, but it will be worth it. Lastly, what you're going to want to do is find a rental car. Unless there is like a tram service in the national park, I would recommend just getting a rental car. You'll have more freedom to do everything that you want to do. So for us, I think we might just drive from LA to the town that we're going to be staying in. So let's just do Los Angeles. This is Turo, car share service app, kind of like an Airbnb, but for cars. I like to do hybrids because I like to try to be as sustainable as possible. And I think they're also cheaper. Like, look at that. $140 excluding taxes and fees. Are you kidding me? And it's so nice. It's 2023. You definitely need to get on this app if you haven't yet. You want to make sure that it says unlimited mileage, or else you're going to have to pay extra. So there you have it. Those are my 3 main steps of planning a national park trip. Those are more of the initial steps. Later on, you can incorporate things more like if we want to go out to eat, where are we going to go? More of those kinds of details can be sorted out later, but these are like the main things that you need to consider and work on when you're planning a trip. So there you go. Let me know if you want a part 2 or something. I don't know.